And the fun thing is that I just realized I was speaking all along and my mic was turned off. So no one's watching me. This means no. Well, one person is watching me, Virginie, as always. So yeah, this is a disappointment. I just talked so much and I didn't turn on my mic. Okay. So yeah, I was saying, first, I hope that this video will not take so long, but again, this is the thing, and hi, this is the thing that I say every time, and then the stream that I envisioned to take like 2 hours ends up taking 5, and then I send this video to a friend of mine whom I'm training up to become my assistant, and the poor soul has to watch through all the 5 hours of content to pick on those small details that I planned carefully in random parts of my video, those seeds of knowledge. And yeah, and another thing that I was rambling about is my inability to say out loud the word girlfriend. I'm stumbling on it like an idiot. Girl, girlfriend. Gosh. So yeah. Anyway, she's back. So I'm a bit constrained in time. She's out delivering a talk. Delivering a talk that she has on every Thursday. She has that thing, so she'll be back in like 2 hours, and then we have our proper evening started. I'll order some takeaway, and yeah, we'll enjoy our evening hopefully. So I only have like 2 hours. So my aim for this stream, for this video, is to uh, make the ideal Pomodoro dock for myself. I touched on that in the last month. It was a bit like it was a bit like, and I made it hastily in like the last stream of the month. This time it's gonna be the last scheduled stream of this month. Maybe I'll, if I have time, because I still have some client work, maybe I'll host one stream somewhere on the weekend, perhaps, maybe, and maybe not. We will see about that, because I still have some things planned. But what I wanted to finish this month is the GTD doc, make a version for patrons. And I don't know, I'm not sure if I'll be able to talk about fundamentals this month, because it's like this takes preparation. The videos about fundamentals, formula fundamentals, they require some preparation. And yeah, so maybe this is just gonna be some improvised stream on something. Yeah, the Pomodoro, I'll bringing myself into a small window now, reducing myself, how do you call that? Reducing myself to a person in a small box, a talking head, and starting a new doc. And I'm wondering where this doc is placed. So yeah, it's in my docs. I'll move it to the Patreon doc templates once I'm happy with it. So this is gonna be, yes, again, a Pomodoro doc that updates itself. So let's make ourselves a checklist. Again, I'm not starting from the starter template, because I don't need all the pieces of the starter template here. Let's just, yeah, make it a simpler thing. So to do, timer that updates its page title. So that's one thing. Instead of spamming our doc with duplicated pages, like in the previous implementation, what I want to do, so someone from Coda, when I posted that thing on Slack, someone from Coda replied to the thread and told me that Paul, you're probably forgetting that there is a cross-doc action that can actually update the page. So fun thing, in local functions you have copy page or duplicate page, and in cross-doc you have a update page or update section, update page method, which takes a like it requires a request to the API, right? So it goes through the server, it changes the page through the server side. Actually, let's open up the Coda API and see what it can do, what else it can do. Fun thing, it can update an icon of a page. So if you need to generate like 50 pages out of the template, what you could do is you could use the duplicate page on the local side, and you could do then update page on the through the crossdock functionality. You just need to be careful about the icons, because you need to use, well, when you select an icon, right? You select an icon here, and this is gonna be our Pomo. I cannot use the word Pomodoro because it's trademarked by the, I think Gabriel Cerulli is the person who came up with the technique. So a lot of people are coming up with creative names, alternatives that would kind of hint at the Pomodoro technique, but not use the trademarked name. So it's Pomo Focus, tomatometer, tomato something, usually it's pomidori, whatever. So I'm using Pomo. Well, uh, Pomo tracker, uh, tomato icon. By the way, these icons that I'm using for thumbnails for my videos and posts, I'm just taking these vector images. These are, well, vector images, and saving these icons. I know I should probably buy a license on these because these are icons 8 libraries. So I guess I found myself that these work pretty well. Here you can see these. They work pretty well. So I think, just subscribe to the, what is that? It's like $13 a month for 100 icons in SVG formatting, so I definitely can afford that. With the icons, I kinda despise these services that give you some arbitrary limits, like 100 icons, but then you pay for each extra icon. Like, what the hell does it matter to you if I download 100 icons or 20 icons or 500 icons? Maybe one month I need 3 icons, another month I need like 1,000 for some testing. It's like, sounds very cheap to me when you try to limit things like that. Give me an unlimited repository and give me some extra value, I don't know, or, well, just incentivize me to pay you more for the extra content or extra services, or I don't know, maybe access to some, well, where effort has actually been put. It's like downloading icons is super cheap. The disk space and network is cheap now. You cannot really justify these limits by anything anymore nowadays. So yeah, what we can do, we can update a page through a put request, and we can change the name, change the subtitle, change the icon. And I was getting into this. So you need to, for the icon, you need to supply the name of the file, the name of the icon. So it's this part. This is the extension saying it's in SVG format. So it's our, well, it's our path data, right, for how to draw that tomato. So we need to use this. We need to use this icon name. And if you don't use the proper icon name, it doesn't break the dock, it just breaks the UI for that page. It seems like a few icons start appearing side by side, some error icon and then some other icons, so you start getting all kinds of funny stuff if you supply a name of the icon, if you supply a wrong name of the icon. So that's where you take these icons from. And image, the URL of the image to use, it's the header image. So this is what you can do with the crossdock API. And we need a table of tasks and projects and perhaps some reporting analysis. So in a way, this is something that I want to replicate. I'm using, if you remember, I'm using Pomo Focus for now. I just paid for another month of it. It costs something like $2 a month, which is like nothing for the value that it gave us. But what really, it's nice that it gives you this ringing sound in the end of the short, long break. Oh yeah, short, long breaks, of course, we need these. Short, long breaks capability. And we need an alarm sound at the end of the Pomo. Of the interval. So we need these things, and more these things than the other things, because the table of tasks and projects is like super easy to add in the end. Yeah, short, long breaks. So I'm gonna explore the capability of using an alarm sound at the end. So yeah, let's try with the simpler solution first, and then go into a more complicated one. I will work in, I think, in the spirit of the true Pomodoro. I will work in 25. No, I will not work in 25. I will work in 40-minute strides of 40 minutes. So yeah, the problem with this Pomodoro is that I cannot switch between the lists of things. So if I have an account, I just have one list of tasks. I kind of can assign them to projects, but it doesn't give me anything because you cannot select which project to show now. So it doesn't have any, actually doesn't give me any extra value on that. I need to go on a short break right now, on a bathroom break. I'll get back to you in 5 minutes, and then we'll start our implementation. And I guess I should turn off the AC, or not, or maybe just increase the temperature there. Shout out to the best sushi in our town. It's not like you're gonna order them. At least if you are not, well, my any of my friends watching this from Uzhhorod. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which ones to order for for our evening. I mean, they are making the perfect Philadelphia rolls in in our city, the classic Philadelphia rolls. They are big and they are very they are so yeah, they are very juicy, not like not something like you well, very accurately like the I know the person who is the owner of this a takeout spot for sushi, and she's a perfectionist just like me. The person is a perfectionist just like me, so a kindred soul of a sort, like this woman, like super passionate about sushi, about proper sushi. Okay, time to start our music, and I would rather actually, yeah, in the spirit of true Pomodoro, I would actually limit this to 25 minutes per stride, and 5 minutes per for a break. And where is my brain FM? Here it is. Let me very quickly connect this to the aux port of, yeah, my focus for 120 minutes deep work. Oh no, not the piano. Let it be something else. Turn on the headphones so that it doesn't get picked by my lav mic. How's the volume? Is it too loud, not too loud? Tiny bit too loud. Okay. How about that? There's a few things to think here. I do want to have a pause. I want to have pause functionality here, so we need a loop that clicks a button, right? So that there's a loop checking on how many minutes are left every once in a while. We need to start that loop when we press play. We need to stop that loop when it's paused. So if in a way we need something like is looping. This is going to be our checkbox that then defines whether we need to it's going to be our loop action, and this is going to be our loop the only so I'm always thinking of where to put the logic of stopping the loop or running the loop or the back press. So the short answer, or how to separate what should go into the action of the loop action and what should go into the back press. And the correct answer for that, I guess, is that we only need two buttons because we need some way for a button to press another button, which then presses the first button. So in a way, the correct answer is to put all logic into the loop action, actually. And the second button that we only need for this back press functionality is to just press it without any conditional logic, without any checks made, without anything. So everything should be happening in this loop action in a single place, including the wait time, the checks on whether the wait should, so whether it should still be running. There is no way to, if we are on a, okay, so yeah, let's just let me just silently do the thing. I guess we'll need something like intervals for our timer. We could do a timer with multiple intervals right in this table, but I have a feeling that it's better to just, have it as a separate table. And we'll reuse that for a regular timer, not a Pomodoro timer. Can make a separate column so that we simplify the logic. So when the interval is added, start time is stamped, and when the interval is finished, end time is going to be stamped, and the calculated end time is going to be end time if blank now, and this is where we are actually gonna use now, because we are interested in second second precision. And let's explore one thing, whether it keeps recalculating the dock each second. So now it keeps recalculating the dock each second, basically, because we have the timer running. But what if we don't have yeah, see, it's still we have this if blank. That's what I suspected. We have the if blank, and even though we are not interested in the value of now, because none are blank, it still gets recalculated every once in a while. Doesn't take much time, right? But it still gets recalculated because we are already calculating it for the function. So we still calculate some value, pass it to the if blank, and even though it's discarded, it still has to be calculated now and then, and it re-triggers the formula. If I remember correctly, if I'm using the if formula, there is this short-circuiting logic that if end time is not blank, then use end time. Only if it's blank, then use the now timer. And let's see if it keeps recalculating every second. Unfortunately, it does, yeah. Because I remember that someone said that this doesn't get triggered if in an if condition, if it's never reached. Is there any way to avoid being dependent on now? I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there's any function that defers the calculation other than run actions, the actions functions. I guess. Let's just keep it using now for now. And know that, okay, this value, that even though it gets recalculated once in a while, it's not that big of a deal for now. Because if there's 1,000 of time intervals, this may, well, this may change. let's say there's 1,000 rows, and all of them have end and start time and end time, so there's no need to recalculate now. Well, now it takes quite some time on each iteration to recalculate the end time. See the problem? We could mine some Bitcoin with these calculating power. So maybe it's not a good idea to have this here at all. Just have the intervals for the record and calculate the rest in our, well, Pomodoro runner. So this was a very quick lesson in performance, where you can have, like, you never expect this to happen really unless you know that it's happening. Folks are using now the now function in their tables, then their table, and everything seems fine when they have like 20 records in the table, but then as their tables grow, that's the issues that they run into, that something gets recalculated. It takes now, it's seemingly simple table, but it takes now like 100 or 100 something milliseconds each second. Like, it's wasted power, wasted time that could be put to recalculating something useful. Okay, let's get our lingo straight. So we have Pomodoros, which is like work that we started on task this or task that, and it's work, it's short break, it's something. So we'll have our project affinity, task affinity here, or multiple tasks done in that Pomodoro, but this is, yeah, we will figure that out how we actually split that down. So we have, well, Pomodoro types, it's just work, short break, long break is the types of things. So we can have like long work, short work, we can be flexible with that, and our duration actually here. So yeah, like regular work, short work, short break, long break. The templates that we are using, it's yeah, work and break. We can connect these things later. So each Pomodoro has some type, and then we have time intervals which correspond to each Pomodoro. So if it's if it's just a timer, it's gonna be a start end time. But if it's like related to a Pomodoro, we can also either time intervals. We can pull all the intervals in here. And then we could have either here or in the Pomodoro runner, we could have our aggregation of how much time we are in. 3 minutes. And added that from time intervals, we are gonna, now depending on whether there is an interval that is still running, is depending on whether end time is stamped. So if end time is stamped, then this means that this interval is still running. So if there's at least one is running interval, then, or we could actually pull that out in a separate column. It's going to be our current interval. From time intervals, we filter the one that is running, and it should be one, like just the one should be running at each time. So there should not be and it at if current interval is not blank, then it means that there is no end yet. Although we are not interested in added that actually here, because we have only the started one. The current interval we kinda needed for the the start pause functionality. So if there is a current interval that has this end time blank, then we need to update with it with a is running here for a Pomo is if current interval is not blank. And let me just have this very quickly. So start. Actually start pause. So if it's running, then current intervals, we modify its end time by now, so it stops being running. Otherwise, we db time intervals, add a row of Pomodoro this row, start time is now. And we could have this now used here because we will have fewer Pomodoros in this table, but still it can grow quite big. So at some point the formula, depending on now, will also cause us some issues. So we are only interested in the now formula actually on the level of the Pomodoro runner. So we only need it for if the status is running, only for the last Pomodoro that we know that it's running right now. And we know that this table is a single row, so the dependency on now, even if it requires some column to be recalculated every second, it will not cause us that much trouble as using that formula in any of these tables that can grow. This one's gonna grow big faster if we are gonna be pausing and starting quite many times. And this table will also grow bigger, also grow big, maybe at a slower pace, but pretty much just like that one. Okay, let's make our short break in our other tool and let me select the sushi that I want. Oh, my phone is there. And I needed to... Let me just put the music on a pause. take the phone into my hands to order the sushi. I'm hungry already, so don't you say. Okay. Um, Let me get my phone back into the aux port. Just waiting for the take out to reply to my order. in a way we need to also track somehow that although this may not be the concern of this table, because yeah, well, there is some limit, right, on that, like 25 minutes on a Pomo. We cannot, of course, be very precise with it because the maybe the runner will not ring this that precisely. We may go over time with our interval. I would like to actually track that, so this may ring at 25 minutes, but I want to, so time's up, but I'm still finishing up something. I want that time to be tracked, right? I'm just not in the position to get it stopped at the moment, so we need to probably keep track of that somehow. So yeah, we have a Pomo. We kind of created okay, we're only interested in this, but the status we will calculate that on the runner here. So what's happening? So it's not Pomo statuses, it's runner statuses. Running, paused, finished, running over time, and finished, stop. Don't really have the finished stop status because we start a new one. Oh, well, let it be like finished stopped. We cannot really stop the Pomo because we can take the even if the Pomo is over time, we can always restart it. So yeah, these are the runner statuses. And idle, just as much, we don't really have it because we can only have idle when we just created the dock and there is not a single Pomodoro not a single Pomo in our database. So current Pomo is not selected. That's when we have idle. Oh, well, when there is no intervals yet or when it's not yet started. So what if we create a Pomo, it doesn't have yet intervals? Yeah, we start, we pause, we start, we pause. Okay. So if it hasn't been selected or hasn't been started, then the status is idle. if current Pomo is running and we need to somehow, yeah, take all the intervals. So if current Pomo is running, then we take the time intervals and times sum minus current Pomo time intervals. Start times sum plus today, plus now. Because it's running, it lacks one value, so we have like 5 start times and 4 end times, or 1 start time and 0 end times. So we need to add now so that we can compensate. So we started at 5 p.m. now it's 6 p.m. So end time is nothing, start time is 5 p.m. Oh, but not. We need end time plus now minus start time, and this gives us that 1 hour difference. Otherwise, it's just current Pomo time intervals and time sum minus current Pomo time intervals start time sum. And make it in duration. And in a way, we could also have this somehow calculated there, but without the now, Okay. Sometimes the time conversion is really strange. So if I add the sum to now, but if I supply the now as another different to the interval, it properly formats the value as so yeah, nothing to start if current Pomo is blank or current Pomo is running. Actions the same, so start. So far the action is the same, because one thing is gonna break the loop and another thing is gonna start the loop. And let's say our target Pomo time is 3 minutes. Yeah, so now it finished running over time, but it still should be running, so we are not done yet with our job. There is the thing that I want to happen. I want the ringing sound to, well, something to happen, right? The sound to ring. I think I should find a fitting one, so free sound maybe is a good resource to find some ring.
One minute.
Oh, this is nice. Need something super, like super fast. remember if I have any login for that. Don't look at my password. And while we are working on it, we need some so the only way to play music is to embed the sound somehow. Include the embed with the autoplay, and I think the only way to do this is, yeah, prepare yourself some page online, and we can actually go to GitHub, maybe sign in with GitHub, and don't look at the, oh, well, I need to type in the one-time code, the authentication code for and there's a few things that you cannot really see, so let me create a new repository for It's been a while since I actually worked with GitHub. What is it? It's the repository for your code. So you type in your code, make a project in like programming, and then you push it to your online repository. And then you edit something, and then you push it to the repository again, and it keeps track of all the changes that are happening. So you can always revert to a version of your code that was probably working better, or you can make separate branches and develop one feature in one branch, another feature in another branch. Then once a branch is ready, take that and merge them together into a single, like your source of truth branch. So this is how you're working with actual code. It's almost a shame that you cannot do this in Coda. You don't really have version control like this. What's interesting for me here is that it has this way of using so-called GitHub pages infrastructure. So hosting any site as a, so I can upload a file here, and then I can open it as a web page. So where's our beep? I lost it. Okay, this one. I just need a piece of it. So let me download this. Maybe let's open it with just delete everything except that piece. Normalize them. To make them louder. Okay, that was that one ringing. And we export this as maybe an OGG file, so we have that. Yeah, it was timer flag. Well, this one is similar, so I think we just took this one and we can use this one. So how do you set up the GitHub pages? Branch main. Root. Let me check on the audio. Yeah, let this be a break, but on the break I'm gonna finish this thing. Oh yeah, it just took some time for this to propagate. If is over time, then embed this, otherwise show nothing. So let's say the timer is running, and running. And why is the error? Will it autoplay? Mm-mm. Okay, I think there's the problem with the embed that it doesn't allow autoplay here. Okay. Okay, it even feels like for this to work, I have to change some URL, change some parameter or whatever. So it does autoplay sometimes. Sometimes it plays and sometimes it doesn't. And it totally didn't play. So, but after changing the formula to something, so it seems like it needs to first show the embed with this and then show the embed with this once again in like a second. Uh, Just like this is on time, and then there's gonna be like is over time, which is pretty much the same formula but without the equal sign. This is not predictable at all. I'm wondering how. I remember there was a doc by, I think, either Phil or it was someone else in the community who made a player for music, the Spotify and YouTube audio library, and it was auto playing fine. So I am really curious if I can get this alarm sound to beep. Actually need to go on a break now for 5 minute break. I need to go on it now. So sorry for that. Yeah, Phil, yeah, Phil did that. So the AC made it really cold in here, had to go and turn that off. First it was really hot, now it's really cold. And I also, I'm very thirsty, so need to, yeah, get some. Sometimes I just drink, when it's empty, I just drink from the jug already. Yeah, this is strange. I cannot get it working. So I changed the URL and it beeps. Okay. In a way, stop it, 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 stop it. So it feels like it just needs to receive when the time is out. It needs to try and load this with some random parameter. So b equals plus, I don't know. The only problem with this is that random's not gonna return us a... Okay, let's try this one. If is on time. This plus this row. What's the column? Current Pomo time. And still no autoplay. If it's overtime, again, nothing. It's more than target Pomo time plus seconds. Let's try it like this. So we have current time is 40 minutes 39 seconds. 40 minutes 41 seconds. Nothing happened. What if we give it 10 seconds to run? There must be some way to force this to ring. So, well, someone has to allow it to play, so maybe this is the problem there. Well, we can make it open a window to run a beep at least that may play automatically. This will open a window which may throw us off whatever we are doing now. But, well, at least that's some solution to the problem. Gosh, I'm so tired already. Okay, before I become just insanely tired, I need to code the rest of the thing, or at least the renamer of this page. So we're gonna rename this page, and we need to get this page's target page URL. No, it's not the URL of the target page, it's the URL of the cell in this row. So this gives us the text objects, and we need to find the URL reference of. Here we have the URL or the page ID. So we can just do as easy a search for the 3 letters that go after SU. We need that SU, I guess, because when we run the update page, oh no, we need the canvas and the page ID. And how do you get that? Well, we can use the page name, but then our page name will change, so it's not something that we can do. We need to use a stable page ID for the Pomo tracker, and the page ID we cannot get this easily. We know that there is it has to be a page ID that ends in Z2. We can look into the doc details. We can though try and query the REST API to get. So we need to list our pages. This is the link to do that, and for doc ID we need to use the actual doc ID, which is this. Here's our pages, where the Pomo page has the Z2 in it, so Z2 is here's the record that corresponds to this page, and the canvas ID for that is here. So the canvas actually here we have the canvas ID as well. And our button should, yeah, rename page. Need to connect crossdock. Oh, we don't need that. We have we only need the page URL. So, and the page URL is pretty much the browser link. So yeah, we don't have to use the to find out that full page URL. The name is target page name, and the account is the one that has access to anything. No? Yeah, rename me. Now it renamed the page, so crossdock thing worked. We can bring back the yeah. So what we are doing here, we are taking the reference to the target page to rename, right? Using merge plus blank string, we are converting the reference to the underlying JSON representation of the object. Then, with the help of regular expression extract, we find in that JSON object pretty much just trust that this is gonna find us the page ID with the that starts with SU and then has 3 characters after it. And we concatenate that, we append that to the doc URL, which we don't have to hard code. We can do the this document.url, and when someone copies this doc, well, this is also flexible because they can, for instance, decide that they want to be focused on some other page, and that's to use some other page to rename. So they can go here and change it to like to do page, and it will use a different page, right? A different page ID, and now here we have, yeah, this renamed using crossdoc. And as you can see, the change is quite not fast, but instantaneous at the moment when the function, the crossdoc function, blocks until the edit is performed. So that's one of those things that I was talking to you about crossdoc actions in the crossdoc best practices video, that these buttons block until the action is actually finished. So this can be like a second, this can be somewhat instant, this can be a second, it can be 5 seconds, it can be like 1 minute on big docs. If the doc is big, it takes some time for the Coda servers to spin it up and apply the change, and for that duration the button that someone clicked in any other doc will remain the doc will block. They will not be able to do anything else in that doc until the action has gone through. So that's one case against using crossdoc actions too much. But with the Pomo, with our Pomo tracker, well, it helps us. We can now set up some logic to update the Pomodoro. So if we have this named as Pomo tracker, it's gonna just use the same title. So if we have Pomo tracker 5 minutes left, then it's gonna append that. So we need to, in a way, we need to update the title to just saying like work 5 minutes left. So this is what our tab will look like. We can use a smaller dot. I don't know what's the code for the smaller dot. Or we can use first the 5 minutes left work. So if we have more tabs and it gets more compact, we can still see the words. So, but we will like figure this out how we are gonna do this. So we have runner statuses. I think the template should go here. We don't need this special table for this. So we have running status. There's a pause emoji. Yeah, it would be sweet if we could change the icon maybe of the dog as well. But maybe we can do this. No, we can create a dog, list a dog, we cannot edit a dog, we cannot change the icon of the dog. How much time do I have for this stream? Okay, it's gonna near the end soon. So let's at least have some workable prototype of, well, it's still not gonna be like multi-project at this point, but yeah, I need more time perhaps to build it out, so I'll finish it offline. But I want to have it running, right? We had that initial implementation of Pomodoro, which like was like super rough on the edges, so I was more comfortable rebuilding it from scratch instead. Uh, 1 minute. 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 1 min target page name, last used page name. So we need to, when you do rename page, we just don't do that if last used page name equals to the target page name. And I update the page. And I update this row so that last used page name equals to target page name. But at the same time, the last used page name, maybe we can somehow extract it from, well, we have our target page to rename, which is this one. Can we extract this thing from here? Okay, there is no this information in here, so yeah, we need to just track it. Yeah, it takes quite some time to do these changes. Okay, let's, instead of doing that, let's run actions if is on time. Ring in separate tab, and we will use this not as a formula, but is ring shown. Disable if is ring shown. Open window and this row, modify rows is ring shown, true. And we will reset that when we start a new Pomodoro. So let's say we have let's, for this break, actually make a short break and see if it works actually. We have our Pomodoro for short break. Let's start this. And see what happens in 5 minutes. Maybe not 5 minutes, let's make it 2 minutes. And the thing here is that it says 1 minute left, even though, so it tries to round this. We started it, so this should, oh, I forgot to, well, start the is looping. So is looping is basically if status is in running or running overtime. Let's add 30 seconds here so that rounding is, well, working. Yeah, this changed. So it kind of triggered on the end time. And yeah, pretty much I think it works until you go and you stop it. Let's try once again. Let's make one Yeah, short break. And this just needs neater packaging so that there's the controls in here where you can select which Pomodoro, which task, which whatever you're working now on. So yeah, you start, takes some time to update the page. It would be nice if we had this. Why does it say? Oh, because I started the same one. We have a new one. Let's start it. Oh. I think we need to add 29 seconds instead. So it doesn't say 3 minutes left, or somehow other way round it down or round it up in some other fashion. So will it update? I think it should update any minute now, any moment. We could change these checks to each 10 seconds. Oh yeah, 1 minute left. So we could actually make these checks every like 10 seconds. It's not like we're creating pages or we are spamming. We're only updating them once a minute. So we could make that one button clicks another button each 10 seconds or each 5 seconds for more precision. Okay, it didn't open. Oh yeah, because I forgot to is ring shown. I forgot to turn this off. So yeah, we need to build some more interface over how we start a new Pomodoro, like a new interval, we stop it, so more actions, which is like a lot of these small pieces of work that don't really bear and that much of educational value, and I'm really very tired already. So I guess I should just hop off and finish this doc. Like many other docs, I should just finish it off. Finish it on my own pace, at my own pace. Maybe tomorrow I have the last Patreon day when I perhaps finish all the docs, including the GTD and this one. So this is my plan for tomorrow. And I'll let you know on my Patreon when that is done. But yeah, this is, doing this without spamming new pages. And even though I couldn't get the alarm to ring without creating a new tab, and even the music has stopped, I think. The Brain FM music has stopped. So yeah, I guess that's it from me. That's it for now. I'm gonna stop my stream, and yeah, have a nice evening or rest of the day wherever you are. Peace out.